Before Gucci Mane was sentenced to serve time in prison in 2013, before he brought up a new crop of talent into the game like Waka Flocka Flame, Young Thug and Chief Keef, before beefing with Young Jeezy over a song back on his debut album, before he had an ice cream cone tattooed on his face, Gucci Mane grew up in Bessemer, Alabama as well as Atlanta, Georgia. He was raised by a single mother and took to poetry at an extremely young age. He also took to criminal activity extremely young. First he was charged with cocaine possession at the age of 21, but then he'd have run-ins with the law time and time again. My name is Michael McCrudden and welcome to Before They're Famous, documenting the life of Gucci Mane prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. And as I do in all my videos, I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below on who I should document next.
I got an iced out bar where my heart used to be. An iced out bar where my heart used to be.
Frederic Davis was born on February 12, 1980 in Bessemer, Alabama. He moved to Atlanta, Georgia when he was in the 4th grade, where he was raised by his single mother. As a kid in elementary school, young Radic, he loved writing and he loved poetry. He also got into some rapping at the age of 14 and even spent some time in a recording booth. In 2001, when he was 21 years old, he got into trouble with the law for the first time. He was arrested on cocaine charges and sentenced to 90 days in county jail. His stage name, Gucci Mane, it didn't come from the clothing company Gucci. In fact, they've actually asked him repeatedly to stop using the term. Instead, he claims to have gotten the name from his grandmother. It was a nickname she had given to his father. Gucci Mane's debut album, Black Tea, it received considerable airplay on the local radio, and from there he got his first record deal with Big Cat Records in 2005. That year he released his first album, Trap House, which stood at number 1 on the Billboard Hot Seekers chart. That album spawned a beef with Young Jeezy over the track Icy. He claimed to have recorded some beats the two of them had been sharing, but soon enough this would be the least of Gucci Mane's problems. He had bigger fish to fry. Or something like that. Within a month of the LP's release, a group of 5 men broke into his friend's house threatening to kill the rapper. Gucci shot at them, killing one, and this got Gucci arrested and thrown in jail for murder. The attacker that he killed, he was an associate of Young Jeezy, but Young Jeezy denied having any involvement. In court, Gucci claimed the shots he fired were in self-defense, but while his murder case was still on trial, Gucci got slapped with another charge, this time for assaulting a nightclub promoter. That case moved a lot faster and he was sentenced to 6 months in prison after he finished serving those 6 months at the beginning of 2006, while all the murder charges they had been dropped because there was a lack of evidence. After his release, he quickly went back into the studio to make his second album, Hard to Kill, which was released in October of 2006. He went on to release a long string of mixtapes before launching The State vs. Frederic Davis in December of 2009. Following that, he put out The Appeal, Georgia's Most Wanted in 2010, which featured Estelle, Nicki Minaj, and Wyclef, and the return of Mr. Zone 6 in 2011 with the single Mouthful of Gold, featuring Birdman. That year, he also put out a collaboration album with Waka Flocka Flame titled Ferrari Boys. In 2010, Gucci Mane got himself arrested again. Why? Well, this time he was driving on the wrong side of the road, and when the police tried to stop him, well, they had to use pepper spray to subdue him. He later had this to say: "I needed to prove that I'm the most mentally incompetent and unstable driver in the game." And all this, well, got him in a lot of trouble because it violated his probation. The next year, Gucci Mane met a woman by the name of Diana Graham and he convinced her to come out with him for breakfast. Following that, he couldn't convince her to go back to his hotel, so he decided to push her out of his moving vehicle. Yeah, she later sued him and she got her hands on $58,000. Actually, a little bit more than that. In 2013, Gucci Mane announced the release of a new studio album, this time Trap House 3, the final version of the Trap House series, and the first group compilation for 1017 Brick Squad titled Big Money Talk. He also decided to change his artist name to that of Guwop and made the announcement via Twitter. But this was quickly shot down by all his followers. No one liked the sound of it, so then he just decided to move on and pretend like it never happened. That same year, he was charged for 2 counts of possessing a firearm as a felon, as he had 2 different loaded guns between September 13 and 14. For this charge, he could have been sentenced up to 20 years. So instead, he took a plea deal which would get him out of prison in 2016. But since then, he seems to have gotten himself into some trouble while in prison because 1017 Brick Squad, they took to Twitter to say that he won't be out till March 6, 2017. Currently, he is serving his sentence in Terre Haute, Indiana. And the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. My name is Michael McCrudden, thanks for checking out my personal channel. Now I do all sorts of bios on here. I've done a lot of rappers. I also do people that are in politics. I've done internet celebrities like Jenna Marbles, PewDiePie, Dan Bilzerian. I've done comedians, pop singers, all that stuff. So be sure to check it out, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.